This video is brought to you by A12 Productions. Please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to enjoy the videos. Also, please try and comment and rate the videos. Thank you. This is Lesson 12 and welcome to the start of a series of HTML tutorials including CSS. So I'm just going to be going through a couple of basic HTML things. So I'm going to be using Notepad. Okay, so let's just make one quickly. So we're just going to type this is an HTML page. Okay, file, save as. I'm going to save it to my desktop and I'll call it html.html. And I don't want it to be a text document, so I click all files and then save. Okay, so here it is. If we just open it up. Okay, here we go. This is an HTML page. Okay, so that's actually pretty much all there is to just typing in some text, but that's not how we set up a proper HTML page. So we're just going to go through a couple of the basic tags. The first and most important is the HTML tag. Okay, so here we go. Just lesser than sign, HTML greater than sign. Okay, and that opens up the HTML document. Then to close it, for almost every tag, closing it, you have to do the same thing, so HTML, but then you just want to put a slash here. Okay, so less than sign / HTML greater than sign. So this shows that we're closing this tag. Okay. Inside this goes the head tag. Okay, this is where all the CSS and stuff is gonna go. Okay, so we're just gonna close off this head with a / head, and then finally we have the body section, which is where all the content is going to go. And so we're just gonna close that body section. Okay, so we want to add a title. So in the head section we're going to put title. Okay, so you open the title tag and then I'm going to say this is an HTML page. Okay, and just close that title tag with less than sign / title greater than sign. Okay, and if we just Control S to save, then open this file up again and F5 to refresh. Okay, nothing's there. You're probably wondering why, because we did input a title. I can't see it anywhere here. Well, the title is actually on the tab or up here. Okay, so that's just the title of the page. It's not the actual content title. So now we're just going to go on to content titles. As I told you before, the content goes in the body section, okay? So, seeming as that wasn't actually content, it did go in the head section. Okay, so in the body section, I'm gonna be showing you how to use headers. Okay, so we've got H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, and H6. Okay, so these are all types of headers. And H6 is the smallest header. H1, obviously, is the largest header. So this is going to be our big page title, so we want H1 to make it a big header. Okay, then we're just going to type in, this is the start of my HTML page. Okay, then we're going to close the header tag with / H1, then Control S to save. And if we just refresh this, okay, so here we have our H1, our number 1 header, and of course it's pretty large. Okay, but say you don't like it on this left side. The default line is left, so you want it in the middle rather than on the left. Okay, we're just going to open our HTML notepad up again. And we're just going to be using the div tag. So you'll be using this div tag a lot. Okay, div comes in all the time during making a web page. So I'm just going to show you a simple div function. So you type less than div and then space align equals center. Notice how I spell center if you're from Britain or somewhere. It's the American spelling, and it's always the American spelling, so if you're trying to do something and it's not working, check the spelling, you know, it could be wrong. And then so we just put div align center here, and now we want to close it where we want to stop centering stuff. So I'm just going to close it after this header, otherwise it's going to go throughout the whole of the body section. So / div and then close that tag off there. And if we save this now, just push that down, F5 to refresh. Okay, so it's gone in the middle now. So that's simple aligning. Then you can also underline. So to underline, you actually need to use some CSS. So in this H1 tag, if you just put a space and then type style equals and then 2 quotation marks. So this style, text we put in here, this represents that we're about to input some CSS, which is cascading style sheet, and it's used to style your page. Okay, so in this style, we're just gonna, in the quotation marks, we're gonna put text dash decoration, and then colon underline. Okay, so this will underline our text if we just refresh it, and there we go, it's underlined. Okay, we want to change the font of this as well, so you can go and get any font from I'm pretty sure you can get any font from Microsoft Word, so just experiment with that. I've found one that I know works already, so I'm just going to be using that. So I'm just going to say font. Oh, right, of course we've got to put this semicolon here after this first command to separate this first command from the second command. Whenever you're going on to a new command, you always put the semicolon. And even if there's only one command in these quotation marks, just put the semicolon there for good practice. Anyway, so back to this. Font dash family colon Arial. So this is going to change this, which I believe is Times New Roman, which is the default, to Arial. So just Control S to save.